Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's learn with Pooja Kala. Today we are gonna learn more about poverty. So let's start.
Miss Ahuja says that in the class we studied about the meaning of poverty. So in this class she gives some tasks to be done about poverty and tell her students to gather more information about poverty. So while discussing in a group and gathering some information, one boy known as Sam arises with one question. He thinks that how can we come to know that a person comes in a category of poor? Replying to his question, his ma'am says that there is one concept known as poverty line. By this concept, we come to know about whether a person comes into a category of poor or no. So she says that let us clear his doubt and know what is poverty line. All of them get very excited and curious to know about this poverty line. So now let us understand the meaning of poverty. Poverty
Line.
is a common method used to measure poverty on the basis of income or consumption level. It means that poverty is a common method which is used to measure whether we are poor or no. On which basis? On the basis of income, which means what are we earning, and or consumption level. How much are we consuming? So it is based on these two common parameters. Next, a person is considered poor if his or her income or consumption level falls below a minimum level, which means there is one minimum level which is set by a government. So if it falls below that minimum level, his income or consumption falls below that minimum level, he or she is considered to be a poor. So when we talk about this minimum level, all the countries have their different minimum levels according to their development. So each country uses an imaginary line that is considered appropriate for its existing level of government or development. For example, a person having a car in the United States may be considered poor. In India, owning a car is still considered a luxury. So when we take this example, we see that the poverty line in India and in US is not same. It is according to the level of development of both the countries. So let us look at how to calculate the poverty line. So while determining the poverty line in India, a minimum level of food requirements, clothing, footwear, fuel, educational and medical requirements, etc. are determined. So these physical quantities are multiplied by their prices in rupees, which means that this all quantities, suppose if we say educational or the food requirement will cost rupees 100 per month. So that is calculated by the rupees actual amount of the food requirement. So the present formula for food requirement while estimating the poverty line is based on the calorie requirement. So food items such as cereals, pulses, vegetables, milk, oil, sugar together provides these needed calories to each person. But these calories always vary on the age, sex and the type of work that a person does. So the average calorie for the urban area is 2100 per person per day, and in rural areas it is 2400 per person per day. So here we arise with one question, that why do we have more calorie requirements in rural areas? This is because since people living in rural areas engage themselves in more physical work, the calorie requirements is more in rural areas. So as we all know, the rural people are engaged more in the agricultural work or in the primary sector. So they need to have more calorie requirements. So on the basis of this calculation, according to the year 2011 and 12, the poverty line for a person was fixed at rupees 816 per month in rural areas, and poverty line for a person is fixed at rupees 1000 per month in urban areas. which means that a family of 5 members living in rural areas and earning less than rupees 4080, which means 816 into 5 per month, will be below the poverty line. But when we talk about this urban area, when a person of family of 5 members living together, so 1000 into 5, which comes to 5000 rupees per month. If they are not earning rupees 5000 per month, they are considered to be poor. So for many countries and organizations like World Bank, they use a standard measure for poverty line, that is rupees 1.9 per person per day according to the World Bank. So when we look at this is the imaginary poverty line, we can call it as. So a person who is earning less than 816 rupees in rural areas is considered to be poor. But a person who is earning more than 816 rupees in the rural area is not considered to be poor. And in urban area, we can say that a person who is earning less than rupees 1000 per month is considered to be poor. But when he earns rupees more than 1000 in 1 month is not considered to be poor. So students, I hope you all understood the meaning of poverty. So after some more discussion in Miss Ahuja's class, one talented student known as Sarah asks one question to the ma'am. But what are the reasons of poverty? How did this problem of poverty start in our country? So Miss Ahuja says, well, yes, there are many reasons for the poverty in India. Let us look at the causes of poverty. So we saw about the poverty line. Now let us throw some light on the causes of poverty. What are the reasons of poverty in our country? So let us look one by one. So the first one is low level of economic development under British colonial administration. So during the British times, the policies were very rigid. They did not allow Indian industries to flourish. They also did not allow traditional handcrafts which our Indians used to make. So by this, what happened? By this, the jobs declined. As the jobs declined, the unemployment by default got increased. And on the other hand, we see that the population was increasing at a double rate. So when we look at this from that time, we have the problem of unemployment. So this cycle has been continued from there since now, the cycle of poverty. So the next we have is increasing population. As we all know, our country is the second largest, most populated country in the whole world. So as the population is increasing, the need for the basic necessities has also been increases. But these families are not able to fulfill these basic needs because they do not have money, so they are not able to fulfill. Even government is trying the best to fulfill their basic needs. So this increasing population is again leading to poverty. Next we have is unemployment. When we look up about to unemployment, there are two types of major unemployment in our country: chronic unemployment and disguised unemployment. When we say chronic unemployment, we see means that the unemployment is since a long period of time. So yes, definitely we see this unemployment since the colonial rule. And the disguised unemployment, when we say disguised unemployment means one example over here I would like to give. If suppose in a particular field there is a need of only 2 people working in a particular field, but there are 5 members of that same family working in the particular field. They will not earn some extra money, but they are putting some extra labor in it, but the outcome is the same as the 2 person working in that field. So that is disguised unemployment. So this poverty is the reflection of unemployment. But naturally, if the unemployment increases, they will not have money. So the poverty and the cause of this poverty is going to rise. Next we have is lack of infrastructure. We all know that there is lack of proper transportation facilities, poor quality services, especially in the rural areas. They do not have proper services. So because of that, as they do not have proper services, the problem of again employment rises. As they do not have employment, they remain unemployed. As they remain unemployed, they will not have money for the family, and thus they remain poor. So all of them is interlinked with the employment. Next we have the social factors. We see that we have lots of outdated and customs which are prevailing in our country. By this, the backward class has been affected a lot. Here one example could be that how this social factor is affecting poverty is dowry. When we talk about dowry, these backward classes have to borrow money from the money lenders in order to fulfill this dowry. So what they do, they buy the money from the money lenders for the dowry, and then they have to repay it at a high rate of interest. So this hampers the growth of the economy. So the social factors is also one of the reasons for the causes of poverty. The next we have is increase in prices. We all know that every year there is an increase in price in every goods. So these poor people, they do not have enough money to buy these basic necessities, and thus they remain poor. Debts. When we talk about debts, these farmers have to buy fertilizers, HIV seeds for their crops, but they do not have enough money for that. So what they do? They borrow money from the money lenders, and these money lenders charge high rate of interest to them. So when their crop is harvested, again they have to give back their money along with the interest rate. So again they do not. So in this situation they have very less profit or no extra money with them. So they get trapped in this debt cycle and they continue to remain poor. And the last one we have is income inequalities. We see that there is a lot of gap between the rich and a poor. The rich is becoming richer and richer every day. So as he have lots of money, he will invest that money in some of the other thing. He will get lots of money in return. But when we see poor, they do not have money. So there is no point of saving money or spending their money on something else. So they remain poor, and the cycle of this remaining poor continues. We have also seen that in our country, land and resources are not properly distributed, especially in the rural and the urban areas. We see the lots of assets which are not available in the rural areas but are available in the urban areas. So this is one of the reasons for the causes of poverty in India. I hope students you found this topic interesting. So Ms. Ahuja says, let's recall what we learned. We understood the meaning of poverty line. We also saw how to calculate the poverty line by the calorie requirements. We also saw the calorie requirements is different of urban areas and the rural areas. We also saw what is the minimum requirement for the poverty line for per person per day. We gained knowledge on what are the causes of poverty. So few of the causes of poverty were increase in prices, unemployment, social factors, debts, and many more.
I think by this you are in a position to answer the questions. So the link and the code for generating the questions is given below in the description box.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel.